Well, welcome everyone to the Know Before You Go event. This is a special pre-conference event that's meant to keep you up to date and get you super excited for EastCon 21.
Thank you so much to everyone that has taken the time to tune in this morning. We have a lot of neat things to cover, and I know you're busy, so we're all just going to jump right in. We're also going to be taking some questions, so make sure to throw them in the Q&A section as we go along, and we'll be sure to get to them towards the end.
Now, as you may remember, the theme of this year's East Conference is homecoming, if you've got your shirts already. So in the spirit of homecoming, we are going to be kicking off each morning of conference with a pep rally. So join us on Juneau every day from 9 to 9:45 Central Standard Time to participate in some of the exciting interactive events that we have for everybody. That's going to include things like Pressing Your Luck trivia on Wednesday. We're going to have an East reunion on Thursday, which is going to be really exciting. We also have a guest appearance by a magician on Friday. He's pretty cool. If you haven't seen Nash Fung before, he's pretty cool. Just note now that on Wednesday and Thursday, those pep rallies are going to incorporate technology that's outside of the Juneau platform. So we highly recommend that you go through Juneau and you look at those sessions and you review that information, because we do recommend that you test out those systems ahead of time just to make sure we don't need to help you troubleshoot anything. Make sure that you guys have a good connection and you don't need any pop-up blockers or anything disabled.
Speaking of the magician, we think you and your students are really going to enjoy Friday morning's magic show. Like Emily said, magician Nash Funk has been featured on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and he specializes in interactive magic. To fully participate in his virtual show, we highly recommend that you bring some items with you. You can find all of this information on that Pep Rally page, but you specifically need to bring your cell phone or a phone, playing cards. And he said if you don't have access to playing cards, then just 8 pieces of scrap paper that are about the same size will work as an easy substitute. An unopened can of soda. For some reason, Coke or Pepsi work best. And then a fork, a spoon, and a table napkin.
I am so intrigued by that. I cannot wait for the magic show. So it sounds like a lot, but believe me, it is worth it. And once the Wednesday morning pep rally has ended, you won't want to miss the official start of East Conference, the opening session. Starting at 10 a.m., we will be reviewing important information on how you and your team can get the most out of your conference experience.
Now, we know that you guys have had a lot of questions about the education sessions that we're offering this year, because it's been a while for us to get all that content up on the platform. And we do want to let you know that we know it's important that you guys have access to that for scheduling purposes, which is why you're going to be really happy to hear that all of that information should be up and running no later than noon today. That's the plan. So beginning at 10 or 10:30, depending on the day, each day of conference, we're going to be hosting a ton of really, really stellar content for your conference teams. A little tongue-tied there. Some of my favorite sessions that are coming up that just sound the most intriguing to me are interested in becoming a YouTube content creator. You can join the Become a YouTube Content Creator with Tyler Tarver on Wednesday morning at 10:30. If you're wondering how to impress college admissions and build a scholarship resume, check out the When Should I Prepare for College with Bailey Doss on Friday morning at 10. We also have a session with Drew Wallace at MakerMade, and he is going to be helping out with all sorts of 3D printing questions. So if you have kids who are really into 3D printing, they maybe want to do some project troubleshooting, or want to be walked through the printing process, you can ask him any questions. He's happy to answer.
And so we have over 25 different education sessions to choose from. So hopefully there's something for everyone out there. Would love for you to tell us in the chat which one you're the most excited about seeing. So you may be thinking, well, those sessions, they sound nice, right? But it just really doesn't feel like this is, the in-person event that we're all used to. And so how are my students supposed to interact with and learn from other East students? Because that's the magic of conference, right? So we realized that when EastCon was when we announced that it was going to have to be a virtual conference, we had the same concerns. And so we put our heads together and we came up with what we're calling conversation starters. So conversation starters are an opportunity for you to meet and chat with other East students about projects, conference-related material, fun, trendy topics. Here are just a couple of the ones that stood out to me. Recommended tech. What is one piece of tech that you think others should know about? How do you convince your admin to let you do projects off campus? And what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
That sounds really fun. Okay, so please note that each conversation starter room has just enough space for up to 40 participants. Registration for these sessions opens at noon today in Juneau, just like the other sessions, so click the attend button next to one that catches your eye. Just make sure you are only signing up for sessions you will actually attend. We want everyone to experience all that EastCon 21 has to offer. So we have been working hard this week to update session times in Juneau to reflect their actual start time. Many of you have already sent in questions about that, and Renda even sent out an email today to hopefully clarify some of the questions and reasons around the different times. Our daylight savings time this Sunday may also impact times. Actual times will be reflected Sunday afternoon, okay? So we encourage you to double check any session times that you have saved to your schedule already. Double check them early next week and update any calendar notifications you may have set, as there could be some inconsistencies. We definitely do not want anyone to miss a session that they're excited about because of a small technical error.
Okay, so one of my favorite aspects of working with Juneau and being on this platform, because I love a good competition, is our leaderboard. So if you notice up at the top right of your screen, you'll see a little lightning bolt and you may have a number next to it. That's part of the leaderboard. Basically, from attending sessions to visiting our booths to answering polls and asking questions like you guys are right now in the Q&A, you have a chance to earn points and rack those points up and compete with other competitors, other participants. You get to see how you stack up against everybody else. You can click on that and see where you stand. And to see that leaderboard, you're just going to click on that lightning bolt. You'll see all of that information. Even the simplest actions that you guys are going to perform are going to earn you points. And some of them are kind of little hidden gems, are going to be worth 2 to even 3 times the amount of points. Every time the leaderboard resets, which is going to be up to 2 times a day during conference, we are going to have an opportunity for up to 10 students to win prizes, which is pretty exciting. So that's a lot of prizes. We're only going to allow 1 prize per student, so you can't win every single time we reset. But don't worry if you guys see that your number is kind of high and you've been racking up points, because we are going to completely reset that leaderboard at the beginning of next week. So you get a fresh start. So you can, if you are relaying this information to your students, let them know not to panic. They've got time next week to start earning points. For more detailed information, though, about the rules and the regulations and how some of the point balances work, check out the leaderboard section under More in Juneau. In the meantime, facilitators, you may want to remind your students that all of the platform activity that they participate in should remain professional and relevant. We just want to make sure that nobody's posting anything inappropriate or engaging in activities that you guys and we ourselves don't deem as conference appropriate, not to reuse the same words, if they are irrelevant and, you know, not following guidelines, they could potentially get banned from not just the platform, but conference in general. We don't want that to happen.
I'm really excited for the leaderboard. I've seen a lot of students already racking up those points, so it'll be fun to see who our big winners are at the end. So if you're not sure to where to go, so if you're not going to an education session, you're not participating in a conversation starter or visiting booths, we want to really encourage you to make sure to spend time at our main stage for all things East. Remember that anyone can visit the main stage during East Conference. So if you have extra students, parents, administrators, or community partners that would like to attend and get a little bit of insight to the conference experience, here's what you need to know about the main stage. The main stage content will be streamed on Facebook, YouTube, and on our conference website. And our entire East network is invited to tune in. Not only will you get to hear some amazing content specifically curated for our East audiences, you'll also get to do some really fun things like participate in our live project competition voting, or our live competition voting. During that segment, you'll get to vote for winners of the East Project competition and the Perfect Pitch competition. And just as a side note, our staff got a little bit of a sneak peek to some of the things that are going to be on that main stage, and it's really incredible content. And I'm not just talking about the session lineup that we've got. So be sure to tune in and tell everyone you know about the main stage at conference this year.
Man, I sure wouldn't want to miss anything on the main stage. Like Jessica said, the sneak peek was incredibly exciting. Jessica, did you know that we already have over 250 school booths registered for EastCon 21? And all of our programs have worked so hard this year and have worked on some truly phenomenal projects. Why not take some time to pop by other schools' booths during the event? Check out what they have done, chat with the program participants, or maybe even drop a simple word of encouragement. Who knows? You may also earn some leaderboard points. Each day during our interactive school exhibit sessions, we will be featuring around 80 schools. You can check out all of the school booths at any time, but be especially sure to check them out while they are featured. This will give you an opportunity to visit with students in real time and ask them questions about their projects. And don't forget to ensure that your team is available in your booth during your scheduled interactive school exhibit time. And I hope you all know you can find that time on your My Conference Planner page.
All right, and since we are on the subject of those interactive exhibits, we should really probably go over another vital and required component of your school booth. That's our live Q&A, and we've gotten some questions about this one already. So each program is going to be assigned a 10-minute window of time to meet virtually with judges to discuss their program pitch. You guys already know this, but if you're not sure what time you were assigned, you can always check out the My Planner page at eastconference.org. And to prepare for those Q&A sessions, we do have a couple of suggestions for you guys. First off, make sure that your students are thinking ahead of time about questions that the judges may ask. It's a really good idea to really start preparing and help guiding them think through those things so that it doesn't, first of all, sound scripted, and second of all, they are able to talk openly about what their projects are. Also, make sure your team knows and uses the keywords from CART, which are critical thinking, advance, real, and teamwork. Make sure they're sharing examples of student growth and community impact. So we're interested, of course, in the projects that you've done. We also want to know, like, did you fail beforehand? How long did it take you to get it right? And how are you making a difference in your community with your projects? Remember also to be online for this Q&A session at least 15 minutes early. You can just hang out, and that'll just ensure that you guys have enough time to kind of get settled in and chat with somebody from our team or Juno in case you have any technical issues. For a longer list, though, of ideas, you can always take a look at the conference showcase page, which is under the Explore tab at eastconference.org.
And while you're in the exhibit hall, make sure to go by and visit our exhibitor booths. You can pick up valuable insight about GIS, mobile mapping, mapping drones, and chat with our friends at CAST. Or maybe stop by the Arkansas Society of Professional Surveyors booth to chat about topographic maps and constructional surveying. Words are hard today. Exhibitors will also be available to chat with participants during our exhibitor spotlight hours. So that's taking place on Thursday from 11 to 1 and Friday from 10 to 12. But if you find yourself wanting to meet with them outside of those times, you can definitely hop on over to their page and see if you can schedule a meeting with them. They are more than excited and look forward to talking with all of you about potential partner opportunities and just catching up on all the great projects and the work that you've done thus far. Once you've made it through the exhibitors, don't forget to drop by and thank our sponsors, including the representatives from the Arkansas Department of Education, who is this year's presenting sponsor.
All right, however you spend your time during East Conference, be sure to tune into the closing and awards ceremony at noon on Friday. We'll be recognizing the hard work of all of our competition winners, as well as announcing awards for Best of Conference, the Conference Showcase Judges' Choice Awards, and more. We'll also hear a special message from East President and CEO and my friend, Matt Dozier. You won't want to miss it.
So as we talk more and more about conference and we're getting closer, you guys may be looking for a way to keep up with all of your East Conference photos and videos. You may also want to know what everybody else is doing to prep. So we do have a good solution for you guys. Our conference social wall is going to be the place to put all that information. And you don't have to do anything special to get up on the social wall. You'll just post about your team's adventures on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter using the hashtag EastCon21, and your content will be featured up on that gallery. So check out the main page of Juno to see what's been posted already if you have any questions about that. And while you're at it, do make sure that you're keeping up with East social media during and before conference. We're going to be running a few team contests, including a conference ready competition, which is going to kick off on Friday. It's going to allow your teams to show off how, again, they're prepping for EastCon 21.
Okay, so we threw a lot of information at you, and we know that we know there are questions coming in, and we know that you're probably still kind of processing everything and coming up with some more. So here in just a second, we're going to invite Amy to join us on screen, and she can pose some of these questions for us. But it just hit me that we never introduced ourselves. So I'm Jessica Dunham. I'm the Director of Events at East. I'll toss it over to Melanie.
My name is Melanie Ridlin. I'm our Senior Director of Operations at East.
I'm Emily Hale. I am the new Events Coordinator at East.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that. We just got so excited to share everything with you that we just got carried away. Okay, Amy, there's Amy. You want to quickly introduce yourself and then toss us some questions?
You bet. Hey, everybody, I'm Amy Bell. I'm Program Coordinator for Education Unleashed, and I've been monitoring the Q&A, and we do have several questions, several really good questions coming in, so I'm going to pop a few of those up on the screen. The first question we got is, what is the dress code? What's the dress code for conference?
Melanie, do you want to take... Go ahead, Melanie.
Okay. Remind me day one. Is day one casual or whatever you would typically wear for school, right? Day two, because we were going to have a lot of the presentations with judges, it is business professional. So you want to dress up for those. Our staff will be dressed up too. And then on Friday, we're going to be wearing these really awesome, can you see them? Awesome conference t-shirts, y'all. I hope you have enjoyed those out of your experience box. But yes, we want you to wear your conference t-shirt on Friday.
Thanks. All right, next question up is, where do they find the information about the magic show or about the pep rallies?
I'll take this one. That is on the Juno site. There is, if you click on, let me think, I'm blanking on what the top navigations are, but it's the very first one, the EastCon 21, duh. Under that, should be a little bar pop up that has some like sub navigations, and you're going to want to click on the one that says Pep Rallies, and then you will see little graphics for each one, for each Pep Rally, and you can just click into that for more information.
Awesome, easy peasy. All right. Is there a limit to how many education sessions or how many people can attend an education session? No. I'll answer that one. No, so we don't have any registration limits. In fact, all you've got to do is click on that attend or click on that add to your schedule agenda. So we're not limiting the number of people who can attend those. So don't worry about you not being able to get into one, I guess. Now, the conversation starters are different. Those are limited to 40 participants. So you do want to register or get, I guess, is the term register for those today.
Yeah, essentially to register, you just click the attend button. I think it'll not let you click it if you're number 41 or 42. So be sure to, if there's one that you really are interested in attending, and you can see the full list of them on the Juno site. If there's one you really are interested in attending, I definitely recommend jumping on that pretty quickly. And then if for some reason you change your mind and you decide not to go with one, go ahead and remove that from your agenda. That way it opens up a seat for somebody else.
Thank you. Okay, we've sort of answered this, but there's a question about what day do we wear our conference t-shirt?
On Friday. Friday the 19th.
Awesome. All right. And then can we go to all the education sessions that we'd like to? So are we limited? Are the attendees limited on the number of sessions they can attend? Nope. The answer to that is no. So go for it. Go to all of them. There's some amazing sessions out there. All right. Let's see. Okay. What do our students do before the main stage opens? So let's say they're in the classroom and they're waiting. Any suggestions?
For me, I immediately think of the pep rally, which starts at 9 o'clock, but that's limited to your conference, your registered conference attendees. And I don't know what time your first period classes are. I'm kind of out of the loop on all of that. I don't know, Melanie, any recommendations, or Emily? Or if you have any recommendations, toss them in the chat.
In a minute, we're going to talk a little bit about on-demand sessions, that there'll be some sessions may be available that they can check out from a previous day. And then, oh, no, that's all I can come up with. Oh, you got one, Jessica?
Yes, look at the booths. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Look at the virtual booths. Just because the conference hasn't started yet, or even if it's not in that window of time during the interactive school exhibits, go by and check those out. That information is up and ready for anybody to see. You can even schedule meetings with people already. Just play around, get them on that site. There's lots of things you can actually do. I think I'm just having a hard time regurgitating everything at this point.
Okay. How late are we able to register for an education session? So I think you can do that anytime, right? Yeah, right up to the time it starts. Yeah.
And I think you can even jump in. I think you could even jump in halfway through. I feel like I did that in an event that I went to on the same platform. So yeah.
Wow.
Whenever.
But just remember, the conversation starters are a little different. There's a limit on the number that can attend those. So you do want to go ahead and get those on your schedule, like as early as possible. You don't want to wait on those. Okay, how about pointers on resources section?
I'm trying to remember on that one. I remember you can add PDF files and presentations, that kind of thing, to that resource section on your school booth. But I don't remember if you can link a video. A good question.
I just saw, so we have our Juno family joining us today, and Hannah, who has been our main commander through all of this, just shared that the resources cannot link out. They're just downloads.
I remember that. Okay, so can't link in YouTube then. Okay. We got this. Can you repeat the supplies we need for the magic session? And maybe point them where they can find that at.
Emily, you want to take this one?
I would love to. Okay, so you guys are going to need your cell phone, a stack of playing cards, but if you don't have access to playing cards, you can just use 8 pieces of scrap paper that are about the same size as a card, an unopened can of soda, Coke or Pepsi is preferred. We still don't know why. And then you're going to want a fork, a spoon, and a table napkin. That information should be up. Again, if you click on that EastCon 21 thing right up here, up at the top left on the, whatever you call it, the bar up at the top, and it'll take you to a session. You can link into the Pep Rally section, and you'll find more information about what you need to prep for that. I hope that was totally clear for you guys.
It's clear to me. Thanks, Emily. Okay. Another question, I guess, about education sessions. How many can we join at the most? As many as you want to, guys. Please, yeah, go out there and enjoy all of them. You're not limited. Oh, this is funny. Am I in the top 50 lightning bolts? So maybe go over, how we get lightning bolts. How do we do that?
So you will get, and there's more information about exactly where some of this info is, and I want to make sure I tell you the right place, but you can go to the More section on Juno, and there is a little leaderboard area down there, and it'll give you more information about how to earn those points. But you can earn them from doing basically anything on the platform. You can leave comments on pieces of content. You can join sessions, attend like you did today. You can comment on things and react to stuff like you guys have been doing very, very well. Yeah, I would definitely just check out that section. It'll give you a little bit more ideas.
Will those sessions be recorded to watch later?
Yes, I'll take this one. So session recordings will be available a few days after they finish as on-demand content in the library. So you can get to the library also in that More section of the Juno platform. So we want you to keep your eyes peeled out for that. So, yep.
Do we sign up for those sessions on Juno under the Sessions tab and just click attending? Is that how we do it?
Yeah, pretty
you got
much.
it. You got it, Macy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you can either go to the agenda, and if you click on that, it's in the purple bar. That will allow you to filter out based on what kind of session you're looking for. So whether you're looking for the main stage or one of the educational sessions or the networking, which are our conversation starters. But you can even find a full list of each one of those sessions if you click on EastCon 21, and then the little sub bar, the blue bar that comes up, you can click on main stage and see everything that's going on there. You can click on sessions and see all of that, and conversation starters and Pep Rallies. So there's several different ways to get to the information.
So when will students be able to talk?
Okay. So it's during your open hours when you're not in a session or another meeting, and you're logged into the site. The talk button will show up. And I believe you set your open hours by going to your profile. There's a question in there about like, what's my open hours time? So as long as you have that filled out for the times that you want to be available, you're not in a session. And I think, I feel like, and Hannah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if you click attend on a session, even if you don't go to that session, I feel like it may still show that you're not available during that time. So several different little things to consider, but hopefully that answers the question. Oh, and you have to allow people to talk to you. There's also that question.
Okay, sorry, I got ahead of you guys. When will the leaderboard ever be reset?
Yes. Yeah, so we're going to do a reset at the beginning of next week, which is somehow conference week. Who knew? So we're going to reset then, and then we will be resetting up to twice every day. We will only do one reset on Friday because we're doing a half day. But yeah, you have a ton of opportunities to win, so we're pretty excited about it.
And those specific times are on the leaderboard page if you want to know exactly when we're resetting.
Or if you just want to be surprised, you can do that too.
Okay, what are the dimensions needed for the logo and image?
Okay, so the logo dimensions are 810 by 462.
That's for the rotator. Hannah says she's going to get us dimensions for the other one, so hang tight.
Awesome. Okay. Okay.
Oh, and okay, sorry, she just came back. She said they need to be saved for the web, no less than 200. What's KB?
Kilobyte,
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Maybe.
We're very technical.
Tech team, don't take away my tech credits. Oh man, Hannah, no images over 1 megabyte.
Love it. Okay. Next up, is there a deadline to enter the best of conference competitions?
Emily?
So that's a good question. So our best of conference info is already up. If you haven't seen it, you can find it on this page. We've posted it on social media, and I believe you guys got an email about it. But our deadline to enter is Thursday at
3? I think it's 3 o'clock.
Is it 3? I totally remember this. there are lots of times and dates. I apologize.
Alrighty. When do the sessions open? I'm assuming it's education sessions.
So right around noon, Central Standard Time, Juno is going to add that little attend button to every session and conversation starter. So that's when you'll officially be able to register for the session.
So today at noon?
Yes, today.
All right. Will those sessions be archived beyond the end of Juno Access?
Great question. Yes. We are planning to leave the Juno site up through the end of the school year. And then at that point, we don't know exactly where they're going to live, but they will live somewhere on our site somewhere. Stay tuned. We will share more information, but everything, Juno will still live and exist just how you see it. You'll be able to find all of the information in the library until the end of the school year.
All right, one last question we've got. It says, if you click the button that says attending, will it remove you from the session? Oh,
like if you've already clicked on the, okay, I see what you're saying. So if you've already clicked on attend and then you click it again, like as you're not going to attend, it will take it off your schedule.
Very good. So that's all the questions that we have in the Q&A right now.
Okay. Well, I want to share, we're going to give, I guess, just a little bit more time. If you have any last questions, make sure you put them in that Q&A box. But while you guys are thinking, I wanted to share this with you. I know that this year's been difficult and it's been tough on us too. But I want to share our conference, our purpose statement with you all. This is something that we developed early on in our conference planning with our staff, and it's been the driver behind a lot of the decisions and things that we've made for this year. And I just hope well, let me just share it and then I'll make another comment on it. So our East Conference purpose statement for this year is to provide a unique professional East experience that is specifically designed to empower students, celebrate accomplishments, foster connections, and expand the East network. So I share that because I want you to know that this is just kind of driving everything that we've been doing. And we want you to know that we really are just trying to create a memorable experience in a very memorable year, but we want it to be a very positive experience for you and your students. And so really we've tried to keep a lot of the things the same for consistency's sake, because nothing else has been consistent. So let's keep some things consistent. But a lot of what we've done and the time and work we've put into this event is more so just trying to make sure that we give you and your students a really great experience that you won't forget, and that you'll walk away from feeling refreshed and inspired and empowered and just ready to like kick the rest of the year into high gear and finish it out with a good bang.
Okay, so we've got one more question, Jessica. Remind us how to enter the best of conference competition, or maybe that's for Emily. Go, Emily.
I can get it. Okay, so just first, before I answer this part, I double checked, and yes, it is correct that you can enter these competitions until 3 o'clock on Thursday during conference. So if you're not familiar, if you're new to conference and you don't know what Best of Conference is, it's a series of mini competitions essentially. And normally we would do them at conference physically and people would walk around and judge. But this year it's a social media contest. So we have 5 different categories. We have Dress to a T, which is where students can show off their marketing skills by showing off any t-shirts or other fun stuff that they've created that are East related. We have a signature design competition, which is if your students are just feeling really creative and wanting to do a physical booth, you don't have to, but you are more than welcome to, and that'll be its own competition. We have a spirit chant. So again, it's homecoming. So if you guys come up with any cool little chants or anything you want to share that way, that's another option. We do have homecoming style. So you guys can show off your coordinated outfits if you've planned that far ahead, or if you have cool East swag, you can show us how you style it. And then we also have Tech in Action, which is how you can show off your best use of technology in one of your projects that you've done this year. And all of those things you can enter. We have different hashtags. So you'll just, again, kind of like you would just with our social wall, you'll post that information, those pictures, those videos, whatever it is to show off what you've done, and then just hashtag it with the corresponding hashtags. I'm not going to repeat all of them right here because it's a lot of information that you probably won't remember, and some of them are a little long, but you can find all of that information under the More tab, and then head down to competition voting, and you should see all of that in there. Does that answer your question fully?
I think so. We've got another one come in the Q&A. And just remember, guys, if you do have questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A, not the chat, because I'm monitoring the Q&A for those questions. Are difference makers going to be a thing this year?
Melanie, you got this one.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so in your experience box, you should have received a little baggie that had a difference maker pin, and it's got the homecoming logo on it, and it says difference maker. And then there's a little card that gives you instructions on what a difference maker is and a QR code. And so on the letter of contents in that experience box, and if you haven't read that letter of contents, we highly encourage you to do that. But that there's an explanation of what facilitators are supposed to do with the difference maker little baggie. We want you to give it to a student that you feel is a difference maker this year. It is up to you to make that choice. And then once you do, give that little baggie over to that student and then have them use that QR code to tell us that they received this difference maker award. And then we're going to combine all of the information that we received from our difference makers, and we're going to make sure and push that out on the conference highlights page after conference. So yes, it's still a thing. It's just different this year, and we're still really excited about it.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, are we going to post this video somewhere later?
Yes. I'll be honest, I'm not sure where. It may, I guess we could put it in the library on the Juno site. We may even toss it on our site in the My Planner, the conference resources. Just we like to put things in a couple of different places because we know not everyone goes always to the same place. So yeah, we'll post it and we'll make sure to let you know that it's been posted.
Someone asked that we put it on Facebook, please. Is that possible?
April? Is that possible? I'm assuming, but totally not my area.
Here she comes. Nope, she left.
I would assume if it's a YouTube, like we could add it to YouTube maybe and then share it.
Yes, as long as they send it to us or it's downloadable, whatever, we can post it in the facilitator network under the in the videos, and we can link it in the next mass email and go from there. So yeah.
Awesome. So that's all the questions that we have in the Q&A tab. Thank you guys for all those questions. That's really, really good questions for us. I hope that was helpful.
Thanks, Amy, also for working through the questions with us. We appreciate it. Okay, folks, if there are no more questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap up for today. But before we do, here are just a couple of quick reminders. First, we are always available to provide you with conference support. If you need anything before or during conference, we have an FAQ page with some really helpful information on the conference and Juno sites. If you need additional support, there is a purple bubble or chat bot at the bottom of Juno on the bottom right-hand side that you can also click, and you can live chat with our team. If you and your students are looking for recommendations on sessions to attend and people to meet, revisit your profile and select from a list of topics and types of connections that you would like to make during East Conference, and that will help. And we've already talked about this, but once again, sessions will be recorded and they'll be available a few days after they finish as on-demand content in the library on the Juno site. So keep your eyes peeled out for that.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us, everybody. We can't wait to see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. for the Pep Rally.
It's going to be so fun.
Yes.
All right, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.